Have the Eagles found their franchise quarterback?
Absolutely. And I thought they found him last year. Listen, last year was an anomaly. They were trying to piecemeal stuff together. Obviously, we know Doug Peterson was dealing with the Carson Wentz situation also while trying to get Jalen Hurts ready. But more importantly, when I look at this game, and it was the Eagles defense the Falcons defense is not really good. The Eagles team is better than I thought they would be as well based on this first week performance. But Jalen Hurts is in this wheelhouse. Like when you watch the Philadelphia Eagles run offense with Sirianni, the head coach, and we all had questions about what this guy would be when we actually got to the season, Jalen Hurts is absolutely comfortable with the offense that he's running because he ran it at Oklahoma. He did a lot of the things that you saw. So at Oklahoma, it was good enough to sit there at the Heisman Trophy ceremony. It was good enough to be in the college football playoff. And everybody can miss me with this. Well, this is the NFL now. College is infiltrated the NFL, especially with quarterbacks when you can put them in familiar situations. What we saw Jalen Hurts do this past weekend is what we'll see a lot of Jalen Hurts do throughout the course of this season because he has a coach that understands what he does well. Just like we talked about with Carson Wentz reconnecting with Frank Reich, and all of those things were supposed to turn into Carson Wentz being resurrected and being the quarterback that we all thought. Why don't we give Jalen Hurts the same grace and say, well, he's in a system now that's conducive to him having success. We've seen that success. We understand what he is from an athletic standpoint. And you see the numbers there, 264, 3 touchdowns. But more importantly, how Jalen Hurts runs this football team. Last year, it was guys talking about his leadership, his ability to get into that huddle, and everybody believed that they have a chance to win the game. There's a lot that goes into being a starting quarterback. He has the talent. He has the things that you need. He seems to have a coach that can put him in a position to be successful, and he has the pulse of this football team. Yeah, they found their quarterback.
I'm not sold yet. I'm not sold yet. I'm not saying that he can't be. I'm not saying that he won't be. I'm saying that I'm not sold yet. The guy completed 52% of his passes last year, okay? He didn't have a great record last year. He starts off this year, and obviously I'm going to give him props for how he looked. I'm also going to give him props for how he won at Alabama, omitting that national championship game performance that led to him getting benched and ultimately led to us discovering Tua Tagovailoa. But the point is that outside of that, he won at Alabama, he won at Oklahoma, but we also saw him in college struggle to throw with accuracy. And that's a big deal for me when it comes to the quarterback position, Marcus. And Molly, you know that about me. I'm fixated on that from the quarterback spot. You know I think that Lamar Jackson is a superstar and a stud, but I still question his ability to throw the ball accurately on a consistent basis. That's what I'm looking for. The same position I took with Cam Newton, consistency. The same thing I took with Ryan Fitzpatrick, consistency. Those are the kind of things that I'm looking at. And until I see that, I'm never sold on a quarterback. I take them on a year-to-year basis because the accuracy is something that I can depend on. That's not going to leave me. When you're struggling to be accurate, Marcus, that's where I have a bit of trepidation. Now we get to also, what's my other big point that I religiously make, Swagoo? Competition. Has anybody taken a moment to when are we going to acknowledge that Atlanta is awful, they're clearly in rebuilding mode, and Matt Ryan might need to go? We see his numbers, right? And we know he's been around a long time.
It's stale.
But it's still, we look at him, they haven't recovered since their Super Bowl loss to New England 4 years ago. I mean, they were up 28-3. They lost a 25-point lead, and they have gone this way ever since. They lost, they made it to the playoffs the next year, but they lost. And then after that, they didn't make the playoffs. And then you see Quinn is out as the head coach, and now Julio Jones is gone, okay? You just look at them right now. They got Kyle Pitts. They got Calvin Ridley. We know those brothers can ball. But I'm talking collectively, whether it's due to injuries, whether it's due to change in coaches, the change in things schematically and things of that nature, something is missing from the Atlanta Falcons. It's so bad in Atlanta that T.I. came on First Take and was like, I'd give Matt Ryan away. I mean, for a box of cookies, for crying out loud. That's how disgusted they are with this team. And we're not saying that Matt Ryan can't play. What we're saying is something is missing so flagrantly that this team is on a downward slope, And as a result of that, I got to pay attention to that when I look at Jalen Hurts performing this way. Because what's going to happen when you go against stiffer competition, we'll find out. I believe in him, but we'll find out.
Yeah, I'll just wrap this up by saying this. In the preseason, we talked about Washington, Cowboys, Giants. Some people said maybe they could do something. Philly wasn't even in the conversation. Philly now back in the conversation.
They in it.
And the Giants are out.
Yeah.
And odds makers have noticed. That's after 1 week, though.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.